Okay, y'all, I'm back. Gotta get this chicken going. Okay, remember I told y'all I was doing ranch fried chicken, so I've drenched my chicken. I've seasoned it like I normally season your favorite season, and then just go ahead and drench it in some ranch dressing, and I'm gonna drop it in the flour, and we're gonna put it in this good old hot olive oil and see what happens. So y'all hang in there with me. I will be right back. I'm not going anywhere really. I'm just gonna get on the other side of the room so that I can start getting my chicken in. The hour is growing late, y'all. So all I'm going to do, I'm just simply going to dredge it in the flour, as they say. Dredge it in the flour. I think I got 16 drums. My meatloaf is in the oven. It's just about done. And I'll be, after I've done this, I'm going to go ahead and make my I'm going to turn the heat up a little bit, and then I'll back it off when I get it going. I'm going to go ahead and make my tomato gravy to go over my meatloaf, and we'll have this dinner on the way. We're going to eat about 6 o'clock. It's on around 5 now, so I try to fry the chicken as next to possible to last as I possibly can, so it'll be nice and fresh and crisp and hot. So, got about an hour to fry these chicken legs. Hopefully I'm only going to have 2 pans, so maybe I can get 8 in each pan. What do y'all think? This is my big old, I should have really got my big red skillet. But that's one of those heavy cast aluminum ones that I'm trying to get away from. So I'm not using my new cookware today on frying. I'm going to use it for something else. So, okay. That's good. You don't want that chicken frying too fast, simply because you got that ranch dressing on it, and it'll brown too quick. And these legs are pretty healthy, so it's going to take time for them to cook. About 5 or 6 minutes on each side should get them going. And y'all know at some point I want to put the lid on them so that they will cook all the way through. Okay? So what are y'all doing on this beautiful Sunday afternoon? I do hope you're experiencing some beautiful weather, because you know what? I think these days, beautiful weather is one of the things that helps sustain me. I love a beautiful day. I love the sunshine. I even love the rain on days when I can get out there when it's soft rain. I'll stand out in soft rain. But I love this beautiful fall weather. I'm telling you. I'm trying not to have to put my hands in this chicken. Trying hard, y'all. Takes a little bit longer, but that's okay. So that's 4. Y'all reckon I'm going to get 4 more in there? Pray with me. Pray with me. I need to get 4 more in here, y'all. If I don't dump all the flour out on the stove. I'm saying, it's just whatever reason. I just cannot do flour without getting it everywhere. Okay. Alright. Lord, am I going to have to have 3 pans, I guess. Maybe I'm going to have 6 pans. I don't think I'm going to get 8 in here. I might get 7. Maybe I get 7 now. I think, 3 pans. I'm going to have to do it in 3 pans. Okay, yeah. I'm going to have to settle for doing it in 3 pans, y'all. That's okay, not to worry. We'll do it in 3 if we have to. Okay, so while that chicken is cooking, I'm going to go ahead and move it out of my way so y'all know what I'm doing with it. I'm going to go ahead and get started in a second. Start putting in my, I want to go ahead and get my stir-fried cabbages on. Okay, this is cabbage with green onions that I'm going to be doing here next. Trying to get this chicken underway. Y'all probably say we love some chicken. Well, you're right, we sure do. We love some chicken. And you know, I'm one of these people that when I like something, I find different ways to fix it. Now, I fry chicken all the time, but now this is going to be a little bit different because it's going to be fried with what? Ranch dressing. So it's going to be ranch fried chicken. Okay. How does that sound to you? Okay, we can get that out of the way for now. I'm gonna go ahead and pump up my heat over here, and right here in this little wok, I love to say wok, in this little wok, I'm gonna go ahead and start stir frying those cabbage. I'm not gonna put the lid on this chicken just yet. I'm gonna let it get a little bit hotter and start and cook a little bit more. See if I can get my, yeah, that's hot. Get this wok out the way. I'm telling you, I am really enjoying cooking in my cookware. This Eurocast cookware, as the kids would say, is the bomb. It cooks so well, so evenly, and it even just makes me feel good about using it. So I can get these just as hot as I want them. Let's see if we can get that. Yeah. Okay, that's inside of that pan. Now I got some butter. Now I got a stick of butter in there melting. Because what I want to do with that. Okay, since that is still in the works, I'm going to go ahead and make my tomato gravy. I still got to make some tomato gravy for my meatloaf. So what I'll do, I'm just going to switch burners because that pan still has to get hot enough. Okay. I've already made my tomato gravy pretty much. And what I've done, I put in my blender here. This is 1 14-ounce can of tomatoes, a fourth of a cup of tomato ketchup, 1 teaspoon of complete seasoning, a half a teaspoon of black pepper, and a teaspoon of flour. And I'm going to be adding some water to that shortly. And what I'm just simply going to do is put it in a pan. I'm going to let it cook. And when it gets to the right consistency, it will go right over that meatloaf. And I'm going to leave the meatloaf in the oven a little bit longer. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. That's about 2 cups. Now I need about 2.5 to 3 cups. But remember, I put flour in there, so it will thicken. Okay. So, you know, tomato gravy is real simple to make, y'all. Not hard at all. Not at all. So what we're going to do, since I've told y'all what's in there. Oh, and y'all know I put a fourth of a cup of brown sugar in there as well. Now I'm going to switch these burners back out because I see that my butter is ready. I'm just going to start. I just got some shredded green cabbage in there, and then I put some shredded, I like to call it confetti cabbage because it's mixed with purple cabbage and some carrots. Okay, so we got that going, and what I'm going to do is start putting in my seasoning. Now, this is just strictly cabbage, and just 3 different kinds of cabbage with a few carrots in there. I'm sprinkling it with just a little bit of garlic powder. Turn my tomato gravy down. I'm going to stick. Okay. And I've got some, these are my green onions and my confetti pepper. Because I'm going to put them like, so they'll make sure I get them all in between. So I'm going to put those in like so. Okay. It's not hot, y'all, to me anyway. Okay, and we're gonna put in some. And this is just real simple. This is the veggie, and it reminds you now. This is Man's birthday dinner, so these are the things that he likes. So I'm cooking stuff I know he really likes. Okay, and we're gonna put a little bit of my everything but the kitchen sink in there. Okay, a little bit of that. And we're going to get us some, my complete seasoning. Okay. My baked beans and my meatloaf is just about ready to come out the oven. So about a fourth a teaspoon of that. This is black pepper. Half a teaspoon of complete seasoning. And I'm going to go ahead and give it a toss. See how it's already cooking? Okay. And then I'm just going to keep adding until this cabbage wilts down. And I've got that heat as high as it'll go. And we're just going to continue to mix. And then I'll add some more seasoning as I go along. And we'll just mix it until the cabbage, it takes about 15 minutes for it all to cook down. And the ultimate goal of this is for it to be stir-fried and not have a lot of juice in it. But you know, cabbage yields juice. And the only way you're not going to have it is if you hot fry it right quick and get it right on out the pan. But this has to stay in the pan for a little bit. So we're putting more cabbage, more peppers, more onions. Okay. And we're going to put another little bit of, see, this is right here, it's sort of layer cooking as I call it. A little bit more black pepper. And we're going to toss it a little bit. This wok is just perfect for what I'm doing. Just absolutely perfect. This is a small wok. It holds quite a bit. What I want to do maybe next Sunday, I may do the paella next Sunday. I'm just chomping at the bit to do it. I got to find all of my seafood, because I like a nice seafood with chicken, of course. Okay, so that's the last little bit of cabbage. And then I'll just top it off with the rest of those peppers and onions. Okay. Again, my stove is letting me know that my meatloaf has cooked. My black pepper. A little bit more complete seasoning, y'all. And we got this well on the way. Don't cover this while you're cooking it. Just let it stir fry. Keep that heat all the way up, y'all. All the way up. And I'll be adding a little bit more oil. I'll put a little bit of olive oil because I got a stick of butter in there on the bottom. And it's doing okay. Yeah. Okay. Y'all hang on for me and I'm going to go get that meatloaf out of the oven because it's calling me. Okay, y'all got that meatloaf out. It's nice and browned. And I'm going to, that juice that's in that meatloaf, I'm just going to pour most of it right on top of those cabbage to help season them. And the rest of it I'll pour right over into the tomato gravy. You know, juices like that, you don't let it go to waste, honey. All that goodness that came out of that meatloaf, we're going to use it to help season that cabbage. Okay? Well, I already know what that tastes like. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. That's what you do. When you've been in the kitchen as long as I have, you learn what stuff tastes like and what will blend with what and what will complement whatever and what you don't have to even throw away. And because remember now, meatloaf does not have a lot of grease in it. I put a little bit of olive oil in there to keep it from being dry, so I know those juices are really good. But what I'm going to go ahead and do now, there's my tomato gravy. I think it's ready. And I'm just going to take it and pour it right on top of my meatloaf. And there we go. We now have meatloaf with tomato gravy. Okay? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover it and I'm going to set it back into the oven. Let's stop that oven from frying. I've got the baked beans in there now. They need to cook about another 10-15 minutes. And I'll just let the meatloaf cook into that tomato gravy while the beans finish cooking. And it'll be perfect. See those cabbage? They got about 5 more minutes and they're going to be done. The chicken is frying along nicely. Let's get this oven open. And before I put that meatloaf up in, I can't forget I need to cover it. I need to cover it. Okay, y'all hang tight and I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, this meal is just about ready. Chicken, of course, is still frying. I got that first pan that I put in is out. I got a second pan still frying. It'll be out shortly. The meatloaf is done. Doesn't that look wonderful, y'all? And of course, those are baked beans. These are Man's favorite dishes, so this is what he's having one for his birthday dinner today. His birthday is October 21st. He's 15 years old, y'all. So, I got, let's go ahead and call it out. Okay, I got, these are boxed cream potatoes. And what I do with my cream potatoes, they taste just like fresh ones. Milk, lots of butter. If you want to put sour cream, you can. A cup of cheese, any kind of grated cheese, black pepper, onion powder, garlic powder. Just mix them up real good. You just do this to taste. Make the mashed potatoes according to the box, and then just add in what those other ingredients as you like. Okay, I need to take that off the burner. I need to continue to cook. But as you can see, they look and guarantee they taste better than the real ones. Okay, and then of course I got those stir-fried cabbage, that good old golden, what do I call it, red fried chicken. Still got some frying. Those good old savory baked beans, and of course that luscious meatloaf there. Flavor Friends is going to be pulling in here shortly, y'all. So this meal is almost ready. You just got to wait on the rest of the chicken to cook. Thank y'all for stopping by. Thank y'all for loving me. Thank y'all just because y'all send me a lot of love in those messages. So thank y'all so much for the love that you send through the messages, the feedback that you give me, your comments, compliments, all of that. Just thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you all for supporting. Excuse me a second. Thank y'all so much for helping me to support Kareem's channel. Thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all. For those of you who have gone ahead and subscribed to his channel, go and watch his channel. Thank y'all. And if you have not, please go over and subscribe. We always trying to push young people to do better in life. So when we want them to do better, we have to support what they're doing. He is a young man that is on his way up. He's still studying his real estate. And he's a thinker and a doer. So, you know, he's a wordsmith. He loves words. He started out with rap, and as it ended up, I'm just going to douse this meatloaf a little bit more, that gravy on top there. But I found out, because I told him when Kareem was a little boy, I used to tell him, when you hear a new word, write it down. And I even started a little word journal. And of course, he didn't keep it going. But you know, sometimes kids don't pay attention to everything you say. But anyway, as he's grown older, he's taken an interest in words. As I told him, you know, in order to communicate, you have to have words, and you have to have the correct words. And, you know, you can say a word, and sometimes you might need a stronger word. You might need a softer word. You might need a more compelling, impressive word, whatever the case might be. But nonetheless, get you a word dictionary. Get you, you know, just build up your words. So you can always think about when you're talking that you're saying the kindest words, that you're picking the best words. And so when he first started talking about rapping, I said, now, you know, if you rap, you have to have words. You have to have lots of words to be able to rap. You have to know how to put them together. And if you want to be a speaker, you have to have words. And if you want to be a good communicator, you have to have lots of words to say. Sometimes you can, you know, you have to sometimes change the subject with a word. So, and then when you get ready to talk about the word of God, you have to know that word. So in all ways, you know, show yourself approved when you step out there and begin conversating with people. So he's becoming a wordsmith, and I love that. I love words. I love people who have good, kind words to say. I encountered a gentleman today by way of one of my little adopted young ladies, one of my daughter's classmates, and we went to the grocery store, and she's the cutest thing. I mean, if you look at her, so you would never know her age. So you will say she's in her mid-40s. And she could go for anywhere from 18 to 20 easily. And this guy said that to her, but it was the way he said it. And she came and got me. Now, here's what was so ironic about that whole situation. I saw her in the store, and I glimpsed her. I recognized her by her body shape. I never saw her face or nothing, so I said to myself, there she is with that perfect shape and that thin little waist. That's what I said to myself, and I was on the phone. And I didn't call out to her, so when I turned around to look again, I thought, now that couldn't have been nobody but her, because I recognized that her body shape and all. Okay, so a few minutes later, she came over there, you know, sneaked up behind me. I said, I knew that was you. And she said, can you come with me? I need you to say something to somebody for me. I said, okay. So we go over to this guy. And so she told this guy, well, this is my mom. Tell my mom what you said to me. And he repeated it. Now I'm going to tell you, that was a real good situation. I'm not calling no names and everything, so y'all never know who this was. But I'm sitting there talking to him, and I'm a bold soul when it comes to certain things, especially when you fooling around with my children. And my children, any of them that I've adopted or engrafted, it don't make no difference. They're still my children. So anyway, he was just full of himself, and he was just taken, I guess he was just taken away with this young lady. And he kept right on repeating that her body looked like the body of an 18-year-old. And I told him, I said, okay, that's good. I said, but then that's so inappropriate. You don't know her. You don't know her. He said, but he kept saying, he couldn't stop saying it. And so I said, so he said, oh, you're her mom. He said, yeah. And then he said, well, you don't look like you should be. Well, so anyway, he made reference to the fact that I didn't look. I don't know how he thought I was or what I was saying. I don't even know how that part went. But anyway, he gave me a compliment. I said I received the compliment. I said, but let me just say this to you. You need to work on what you say to people, especially people that you don't know. I said, that was so inappropriate for you to say. He said, yeah, but that is the truth. I said, it may be the truth, but you don't just walk up and say something like that to someone. I said, you don't know her from Adam. And so, just jokingly, I said, now, do I need to call her 6'5", 260-pound husband over here to let you tell him what you think? He said, yeah. Oh, I might have to go to the car, to get whatever he was talking about. I said, well, one thing about you have to get past me first. So, but he just could not get off the fact of saying what he was saying about, making reference to her body. And I'm thinking to myself now, we can compliment people and we can say things, and I have had to say some tough things to people at times, but I've always tried to not necessarily soft say it or whatever like that, but to say it in a way that it was not offensive. That's what I'm looking for. You can say most anything that you need to say, but you don't have to be offensive with saying it. So that was the point I was making with him. But this guy, I mean, he was on a roll, honey. He was, I said, you just so family. And then he was one of these people I found out in the end, he just don't have control of himself because he said, oh, let me go. I got to go out here to the car because I done left my money in the car. I ain't going to be able to buy nothing without money. I said, well, yeah, that's true. So he goes, he leaves, and he comes back. And he looks at me, he said, oh, yeah, you look good. Look at that jewelry. And so he said, that's pretty jewelry. I bet that's real. It's a piece of costume jewelry. He would never know. And he reached to touch it. I'm thinking, you know what? This guy finna lose his hand. I mean, people, let me tell you, it takes all kinds. So, it's so easy to see how people can get themselves into situations and it turn out real, real bad. And I'm not a confronting type person. I'm just the type person that, when I need to back you off, I know how to verbally back you off. For kind of physically, I probably have to take off running or call somebody. But anyway, that was just one of those little episodes. And what makes it so bad, I'm in the grocery store trying to get my shopping done so I can get back here and get this Sunday dinner going. And he was just going 90 to 90. So I don't know who that man was, but I gave him the best side of me that I could under those circumstances. So that's why I'm always saying, it's good to be conscious of where you are and what you're doing when you're out and about dealing with people, because you run into all kinds of people. Now I'm thinking to myself, this guy was probably one of those people he's just used to just being very talkative and saying stuff like what he was saying and getting away with it. Nobody popped him yet, I don't guess. I don't know. Maybe he had got popped. Who knows? But anywho, y'all, just be mindful of what you say and how you say things to people. Because sometimes you can say stuff, and because it's not offensive to you, that means it's not offensive to the next person. Okay? So listen, guys. I'm just about done with this meal. I'm taking the second pan of chicken out. And I just want y'all to know, I feel the flavor train rumbling in the walls, honey. They just about to pull up. So, listen, guys. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you for your prayers, your well wishes, your comments, and your compliments. And listen, keep those prayers going up so the blessings will come down. Say and do something kind for someone. Pray without ceasing by all means, and resolve those unresolved issues so that your life will be brighter. Listen, until I decide to cook again, y'all, keep those prayers going up now so the blessings will continue to come down. Love you guys. Dinner is ready. Toodaloo.